When the obvious trade doesn't happen because someone finally thinks long-term, is this the moment the Yankees show they actually learned something about patience? Greetings, Bronx Nation. After the whirlwind of emotions with Cody Bellinger's return and the loss of Freddy Peralta to the Mets, it's time to put the ball on the ground and take a deep breath. The question that won't go away since yesterday is, with the outfield crowded, is our Martian, Jasson Dominguez, going to be traded? The answer, according to Steven Perello's cold analysis, is a resounding don't count on it. And the reasons are purely strategic. First, let's look at the pitcher market. We saw what happened. The Mets had to sell their soul. Elite prospects like Jet Williams and Brandon Sproat deprived Freddy Peralta away from Milwaukee. The Yankees correctly looked at that price and said, no, thank you. Brian Cashman already paid dearly for Ryan Weathers earlier, and it seems he believes that was the final piece of the rotation. Paying the price of half the team for Peralta or Skubal is not in the plans. Without the desperate need to bring in an ace at any cost, the urgency to trade Dominguez disappears. But what about the outfield logjam? Bellinger, Judge, Soto, Grisham. Where does the Martian play? Here's where long-term thinking comes in. Trent Grisham is under contract for only one more year. If he leaves or regresses, who's your center fielder in 2027? Cody Bellinger can play there, sure, but he's aging. His defensive efficiency will decline. Jasson Dominguez is a natural center fielder, despite criticism about his left field defense. Center is his home, and we need to talk about prospect fatigue. We've been hearing about Jasson Dominguez since he was 16 years old in 2019. It feels like we've been waiting for him for a decade, but the reality is he'll only be 23 years old in February. 23, he had Tommy John surgery. He's had 2 short stints in the majors. Judging his career on one mediocre rookie season in 2025 is, at minimum, premature. Giving up on a generational talent at age 23 because you're impatient would be a historic mistake, the kind that haunts franchises for years. The report raises a crucial point about internal competition. Spencer Jones, our number 6 prospect. A lot of people are asking to trade Dominguez and keep Jones. But guess what? Spencer Jones is almost 2 years older than Dominguez. He hasn't even played a full season in AAA yet and has serious strikeout problems. If the Yankees need to trade someone for a last-minute pitcher, logic dictates that Spencer Jones should be the currency, not Dominguez. Jones has a ceiling, but he carries much more risk. Dominguez is already proven he belongs at the MLB level. So the verdict this Friday is one of caution and protection. Cody Bellinger is back, and that's great. But he doesn't replace the need to have Jasson Dominguez ready to assume the throne in the future. Trading the Martian now would be short-sighted. It would solve an excess problem today by creating a giant hole tomorrow. The Martian stays. And Yankees fans should be grateful for that. His development is just beginning. The deeper analysis, why this actually makes sense. Let me break down why this report is actually encouraging, because it suggests that Brian Cashman might finally be thinking strategically instead of reactively. The pitcher market reality check. The fact that the Mets had to give up Jet Williams and Brandon Sproat for Freddy Peralta tells you everything you need to know about the current pitcher market. These are elite prospects. These are the kind of guys who could develop into all-stars, and Milwaukee still demanded them. If the Yankees had gone all in on Peralta, they would have had to include Jasson Dominguez or Spencer Jones. They would have had to get the farm system. And for what? For a pitcher who's good but not transcendent? For a rental who could get injured at any moment? Cashman's decision to step back and say no to that market is actually smart. It's the kind of decision that separates good GMs from great ones. It's the ability to recognize when the market is overheated and to have the discipline to walk away. The long-term vision. Here's what's really interesting about this analysis. It suggests that the Yankees are thinking about 2027 and beyond, not just 2026. With Trent Grisham on a one-year deal, the team knows that the center field position will need to be filled soon. Cody Bellinger can play there, but he's 32 years old and his defensive abilities will decline. Jasson Dominguez is a natural center fielder. He's young, he's got elite tools, and despite the criticism about his left field defense, the report correctly notes that center field is his natural position. If you trade him now, you're creating a problem for yourself 3 years down the road. The prospect fatigue reality. This is a really important point that often gets overlooked. We've been hearing about Jasson Dominguez since he was a teenager. There's been so much hype, so much expectation, that it feels like he should already be a superstar. But he's only 23 years old. He's barely had any major league experience. He's still developing. Judging his entire career on one disappointing rookie season would be a massive mistake. Plenty of great players had mediocre first seasons. The fact that Dominguez struggled defensively in left field doesn't mean he can't be a star. It just means he needs more time to develop. Spencer Jones versus Jasson Dominguez. This is the key comparison that the report makes, and it's crucial. Spencer Jones is almost 2 years older than Dominguez. He hasn't played a full season in AAA. He has serious strikeout issues. He's got potential, but he's also got risk. If the Yankees need to trade someone for pitching, Spencer Jones should be the guy. Not because he's not talented. He is, but because he's older, he's got more risk, and his path to stardom is less clear than Dominguez. The philosophical shift. What's really interesting about this analysis is that it suggests the Yankees might finally be learning a lesson about patience. For years, this organization has been criticized for being too quick to trade prospects, too eager to win right now at the expense of the future. But this report suggests they might be changing that approach. By keeping Jasson Dominguez and refusing to overpay for Freddy Peralta, the Yankees are saying, we're going to build this team the right way. We're going to protect our young talent. We're going to be patient and let prospects develop. That's a refreshing change in the panic-driven moves we've seen throughout this offseason. The real question now is, can the Yankees actually win with this rotation? Max Fried is elite. Ryan Weathers has potential. But the rest of the rotation is question marks. If Cole and Rodon don't come back healthy, this team could struggle. But here's the thing. That's a problem for later. Right now, the Yankees have made the right decision by protecting Jasson Dominguez and refusing to overpay for pitching. They've shown discipline. They've shown patience. And they've shown that they're thinking long-term, not just about winning in 2026. That's the kind of thinking that builds sustainable championship organizations. What do you think? Is keeping Jasson Dominguez the right move, even if it means the rotation stays vulnerable? Or should the Yankees have done whatever it took to land Freddy Peralta? Drop your thoughts and comment below, and smash that like button if you respect Brian Cashman for finally showing some patience and long-term thinking. Because right now, it feels like the Yankees might actually be learning how to build a championship organization the right way. Not through panic trades, but through strategic patience and smart asset management.